well, I guess Tommy Fumbles has really fumbled the bag. Jake Paul will not be fighting Tommy Fury August the 6th. Jake Paul will be boxing Hasim Rahman Jr. Hasim Rahman Jr. Has got a record of 12-1, and if Jake Paul beats him, in my opinion, he will be described as a legitimate boxer. I know he doesn't have a long history of beating boxers, but in my opinion, if you get in the ring with a professional boxer who's got a record of 12-1 and defeat him, I can consider you a boxer, a legitimate boxer. As for Jake Paul versus Tommy Fury falling through, Tommy had ample opportunity to score that fight. Offered 500k to box in the UK and refused. He said, I will never get out of bed for 500k. And in my opinion, I'm of the belief that Tommy Fury is taking this fight again, or wanted to take that fight against Jake Paul strictly and only for the money. If the money wasn't there, he will not box Jake Paul. And for him, even though 500k is probably a career high payday, he's probably thinking, well, I'm contributing 30% to this fight, so I should be getting somewhere like that, on the purse, not 1% or not 5%, if that makes sense. But for me, if your goal as a professional boxer, your brother is a is a current world champion. If you going out there and you're just basically twerking for Jake Paul, that leads me to believe that your ambitions and aspirations aren't to become the best boxer that you can potentially be and be in the toughest fights that you can be for your own level. Because I don't know if he put his head down and he worked as hard as he can, I don't know how far he can go. Maybe he could go to British level, English champion, something along those lines. But fighting Jake Paul, it's not going to get you any closer to it. It's only just going to put a lot more money into your pocket. And for me, 500k is sufficient based on the hassle that Jake Paul had to endure with Tommy Fury, who's been banned from the US or had his ESTA rejected for a couple of reasons. I'm just speculating, probably because his brother is also banned through links with, Mr. Kinahan, and his father, who's the lead trainer, is also banned for serving time in Her Majesty's pleasure. That's probably, a reason why they probably would reject US. Like when I go to the US, or like I think the last couple of times when I went to the US, like it weren't easy for me, and I didn't have a criminal record. Yeah, well, I just had, I didn't have a criminal record basically, and I got stopped before I got there, when I got there, extra checks, etc. So if you're not squeaky clean, it's not easy to get into that country. Now, Tommy Fury has offered to come all the way to the UK on we gave two chances. Number one, you have to offer up $50 million US, which is around the same he would have got in the US. So you basically have to find an investor to subsidize Jake Paul to come to the UK, number one. Number two, you basically have to accept 500k and I'll just take the rest, which in my opinion, I think is more than justified. Jake Paul, in terms of stature, profile, is at a far higher level than Tommy Fury. A much higher level than Tommy Fury. There's fighters that have fought better opponents than Tommy Fury getting far less. Don't accept that. To me, I think you fumble with the bag. But regardless of that, Jake Paul will be going in against a professional boxer with a better record than Tommy Fury. And in my opinion, the water's oyster if he ends up beating him. If he doesn't, it's not that deep anyway. The whole trade is, how many professional boxers can I beat? It's a bit like a game. How many levels can I go? If you don't get to the final level, is it really that deep? Not really. But put in the comment section below what you guys think of the whole situation. Do you think Tommy Fury has fumbled the bag? Do you think that he was right to refuse the 500k? Why do you think that he's also banned from the US? I came up with a couple of reasons, but maybe I'm missing something. Maybe I think it's unjustified. I don't know. Put it in the comment section below. Peace, love, and prosperity, and I'm going to see you in the next video. Peace.